Knowing how to optimize LinkedIn conversation ads is becoming more important than ever. Ever since LinkedIn started rolling out the focused inbox, advertisers across the board have been reporting drops in performance because their conversation ads aren't getting read. This is basically the equivalent of Gmail's primary versus promotions view, but on LinkedIn, it's focused and other, where all of the promotional messages are getting put automatically into the other bucket versus that primary focused view. I'm Silvio Perez, and in today's video, I want to talk about how you can optimize your LinkedIn conversation ads to drive the most pipeline and revenue with these focused inbox changes. And if you're not familiar with conversation ads and you haven't gotten your first campaign up off the ground, then go ahead and check out the last video I made, which I'll link in the description below, where I walk you through how to actually get started with conversation ads, from building your audiences to actually creating your first message. So with that, let's get into the video. Now, you can't fix what you can't see, and there are 3 key metrics that you're gonna wanna look at very frequently in order to understand where you need to focus on optimizing your conversation ads. Now, the first one is your open rate. This is of the people that received your message, how many actually opened it. The second one is your click to open rate. So of the people that actually opened your message, how many of them actually clicked on your buttons to open up your offer within the message. And then the third one is your conversion rates. Of the people that opened, that clicked, how many actually completed your form, whether that's a lead gen form or went to your landing page and completed the form, whatever that conversion point is for you, how many of them actually took that action for whatever you're promoting in your conversation ad. Now, the order matters. Your message must get first opened, and that's gonna be even harder now with the focused inbox. So your message must get opened, and then it must be clicked on, the buttons within the message, and then finally somebody has to actually convert through your conversation ad, whether that's through whatever offer type you're promoting. So this is the order of operations that you're gonna wanna prioritize when you're thinking about how do I fix my conversation ads if you're not happy with the results that you currently have. If you hop into the LinkedIn Ads Manager and you adjust your columns to sponsored messaging, this is where you're gonna be able to see your open rate, click to open rate, and then your conversion rates. And these are the 3 primary metrics you're gonna look at to optimize your conversation ads. When it comes to your open rate, you want this as high as possible. When conversation ads didn't have the focus inbox, my rule of thumb was always 50% and greater open rates. That's what I was striving for. Now, post focus inbox, I'm trying to keep it as close to 50% as I can, but this is gonna vary dramatically based on the audience that you're targeting, the size of that audience, the industry that you're going after. This is all gonna be different on a per industry basis. So don't get caught up with benchmarks in the sense of, if I'm saying try to be as close to 50% as you can, and you have an open rate of 30%, and you can never ever get it past 30% despite you trying to do everything possible. Sometimes it just kind of is what it is. And despite the open rates being impacted the way they have been with focused inbox changes, the cost per send on a conversation ad is still relatively cheap, ranging between 45 cents and $1 at the time of this recording. So you compare that with a $15, $30 cost per click for a sponsored image ad, and it's still a great way for you to get your message out there and to create a personalized experience. So with that, try to really focus on refining your target audience. If you do have low open rates, really make sure that that message is landing in front of the right inbox. The other thing you can do as well is test different senders of who the conversation ad is coming from. And if you want some more best practices on choosing the right sender, then definitely check out this video that I made here as I go into detail on that. But you want to make sure that the sender is relevant to the receiver, so that way they're more inclined to open it. And then finally, you're gonna also wanna make sure that you're testing the first line within the conversation ad, as that is a little bit of a preview. And now with this focused and other inbox, it'll be interesting to see how much of an effect and how important that is in terms of trying to make your message actually get read and opened, as now we have to jump through some more hurdles to get that attention than before. Once you've reviewed your open rates and you're making sure that people are actually opening the message, now it's really important to focus on your click to open rate to make sure that of the people that did open your message, how many of them are actually interacting with your different buttons. This is even more important now, as less people will be opening your message as a default with this focus inbox change. So making sure that you have a high click to open rate is critical. As far as a general rule of thumb of what I try to follow is, I've seen click to open rates range from 1% on the low end to 12% on the high end. I try to aim for a click to open rate of greater than 3%. If I have a click to open rate less than 3%, that's usually a sign to me that my message needs a lot of work. In terms of improving your click to open rate, I really recommend that you focus on improving your message 1 and your message 2. If you have a massive conversation ad flow with multiple buttons and cross sells and down sells, where if somebody doesn't sign up for a demo, then you're doing some sort of free trial and then some sort of gated content, and you have this whole system in place. I've been there and done that myself. I really recommend that you check your flow chart out. If you go into your conversation ad in the ad section and you click on your ad, you can select flow chart and you can see where are individuals dropping off when they're interacting with your conversation ad, and it's really insightful. The long story short, in my experience, is after analyzing hundreds of conversation ads for different B2B clients, no one really makes it past the second message. It's very, very few folks that will actually go to a third message, let alone a fourth or a fifth message. So truly, I try to keep my conversation ad messages as short as possible, and I really focus my energy and attention on making sure my message 1 is as crisp and dialed in as possible, and then my message 2 is really strong as well, because that's what people are more likely to see. So when it comes to improving your conversation ad to get that thing clicked, you gotta make sure that your message is formatted properly, that you are creating spacing and you're creating separation. You wanna avoid blocks of text. You want to make sure that you are using those dynamic macros for personalization, where you can pull in people's first name, you can pull in people's company name, things like this. You're going to want to make sure that you're using emojis to create personality into the message. You're going to want to make sure that you're using companion banners and images to also add more to the message. So all of these things are going to be critical for you to make sure that that click to open rate is much higher. So really dialing in the message. And if you want more information on how to create and write your LinkedIn conversation ads, then check out that LinkedIn conversation ads tutorial that I made, which I have in the description box down below, where I show you exactly how to write LinkedIn conversation ads that actually convert. I hope you're finding this video valuable. If you wanted more B2B advertising content, then I highly recommend that you check out AdConversion.com and you join the newsletter, where you're gonna get sent 2 to 3 actionable tips on paid ads every single week. Over 1,000 plus B2B marketers have already joined, and I would love to have you there. Let's get back to the video. Now that you know people have opened your message because you're looking at your open rate, you know people are clicking your message because you analyzed your click to open rate, now the final metric is your conversion rates. If you notice that not enough leads are coming through, not enough signups are coming through for whatever it is you're promoting, then there's 3 key things that I really recommend that you test with to try to get that conversion rate to increase. Number 1 is obviously the offer itself. After a certain point, if people are just not interested in what you're giving them, it is what it is, and you got to go back to the drawing board. But in addition to the offer, I highly recommend testing how you're presenting the offer type. So are you using a lead gen form or a landing page? If you're currently using a landing page and you're not driving enough conversions and you have a low conversion rate, then I highly recommend that you try a lead gen form. And with the lead gen form, you can capture that existing person on the channel, so that way you can reduce the friction and they don't have to go to your webpage and then convert. Now, if you're curious and you're worried about quality and making sure that you're getting the right people filling out your lead gen form, then check out this video that I created on how to improve your lead quality from LinkedIn conversation ads. And in that video, I'll walk you through some things that you can do, but the short end of it is you want to make sure that your audience targeting is on point, and then you can use different custom questions within your lead gen form to make sure that the right person is converting. So don't let that be a factor from stopping this test. Outside of the offer type, the other thing you can do as well is go ahead and test different required fields. So if you are using a lead gen form or you are using a landing page, can you reduce the amount of required fields to reduce the friction, so that way more individuals can actually convert and complete that action that you're asking them to do? And then finally, if you are offering some sort of incentive in your conversation ad, so let's say you're trying to drive demo requests and you're offering some sort of gift card, then go ahead and test different price points within the incentive and see if that has a correlation with conversion rates. So if you're offering an incentive for $50, does offering it at $55, $60 actually impact your conversion rates? And is there a net gain in terms of the incentive value and the amount of additional conversions that you get by offering that higher incentive? Also, if you're not offering gift cards, maybe just trying a new type of incentive. So if you are doing gift cards, can you switch it up? That's getting really saturated. Can you try something completely different that people are not used to, and it's valuable in the eyes of your receiver. So these are all different things to take into consideration to try to optimize and improve your conversion rates if that is the thing that's preventing you from getting the results that you want with your LinkedIn conversation ads. I hope this video was valuable and now you feel empowered to understand exactly what to look at to know where the bottleneck is with your conversation ads so you can optimize performance. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'll help me out a ton. Again, go ahead and check out these 2 videos here to learn more about improving your conversation ad performance. I think you'll get a ton out of it. Subscribe to my channel for future uploads. And if you want more content around B2B advertising, then go ahead and check out AdConversion.com and join 1,000 plus B2B marketers in the AdConversion newsletter. We're gonna get sent 2 to 3 actionable tips on paid ads every single week. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.